Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Sharif Saab. It was really kind of you for spending so much of time. Assalamu alaikum. इतना सुन के थोड़ा yawning भी हो रहा है. I'm trying to see that. क्या किया जाए? What do you think we should do? Continue for another 10-15 minutes and see why are we gathered? That is the question that we have in mind. We have called you for a session that that we think is important for the Ummah. But this is our perspective. But I'm sure you would have also come here, gathered, spent your weekend. It is it's a valuable time that you are spending to have something from your perspective. Why is that I am coming here? What is your perspective? To know what we are presenting, or there is a huge vacuum in this space. Only banks are there, only NBFCs are there, and finance is a very important and vast subject. And behind this organization or behind these initiatives, who are these people? What have they done? Why are they doing this? These are all the questions that I think we should be, we should be having in our minds. And I assure you that end of the session, inshallah, you will get a fair idea as to where we stand. What are the other opportunities that we can do within the framework of the country, and also not being non-Sharia compliant, rather trying to be in the Sharia space as well. So to start with, our chairman was given a little less in his introduction. Basically, he was among the first employees of Wipro. I am sure when we use the word Wipro, it is known to all. So maybe I think he's the second employee of Wipro. And then when he came out of this technology space, he was the CTO for Sun Microsystems global organization. So which means what is Pichai today, Sundar Pichai today, one down is what Sharif Kotaparat Saab had crossed his journey far then in those years. He's a alumni of Pits Pilani. I think one of our clients' son is also from Pits Pilani, whom we will introduce to the audience, inshallah. And they had this mind to say that the community needs something in the finance space which needs to be created. Somebody has to bell the cat. So it has been eventually this team who had who had taken the initiative, and so did Sharif Kotaparat Saab join hands with the second director, our C.H. Rahim Saab. He has been the chief of Kim's Hospital. Some of them might not know because Kim's Hospital is a famous name in the hospital fraternity. It has been one of the most admired hospitals in the Kerala space. He's also a chartered accountant by qualification. He's, I think, the fourth or the fifth Muslim chartered accountant for all of us to know in the country. And you all heard Brother Ibad Momin speaking. He's also having a doctorate certificate and is also called as Dr. Ibad Momin, having Islamic finance PhD being done, and also being actively participating in all the initiatives that are there in this country, that is being initiated, that is being running, and that is even in the nascent stage being consulted for. And the last that is there in the slide is Brother Ali Sharif. He is also an IIA Ahmedabad. He is a London School of Economics MSc graduate. He has been director of the Big Four's Deloitte. Why are these people here? Don't you think they have better business to do and earn better money from their own space? That's the question that ponders upon when we are putting the slide. Not to introduce them, rather. That's the point that we are trying to deliver. These are all people who are trying to give all their time, energy, money, and their wisdom and their connects to create this industry and space. And I'm sure the audience who have who have come here has also have come some kind of alignment towards these thoughts. Inshallah, we will complete this alignment to the T and ensure Hyderabad also kickstarts, inshallah. Next is the executive team. I'm sure you have heard brother Rashid speaking. He is also an MBA from IMT. He is also an alim. The first Sharia screener from our office is he says gray hai. Then we will again get it to the next level of the Sharia board. Then it passes there and then it comes to our system. Can we do the process? Can we do the deal or not there? And our CFO is Zaid Rizvi, who will next take over from me, who has also spent a good 15 years in the corporate world, HP and EY and things like that. He's also spent a couple of years with us. And myself is Azhar, who has about 25 years of experience in the same space, having worked with multiple banks and NBFCs for the past 20 years, and now with Rehbar from the past 7-8 years. What was Rehbar incorporated? When did it get incorporated? I'm sure we've been talking about what it is and things like that. So Rehbar got incorporated in the year 2013 with an initiative saying that the thought process was this, that there are in our community, there are many people who have a lot of money in their account lying idle. How do we utilize that so that they can generate some kind of halal return, which was not there in that, in those days. And there are businesses who need money, who can grow their business to the multifold, but their value systems are stopping them to raise the money, which are the conventional banks and the NBFCs and things like that. This had initiated the thought of giving birth to Rehbar Financial Services. So we act as a wakala. We raise funds from the society and we invest funds in the society. We have heard Yawar Beg Sahab speaking about the ecosystem. We have heard Ibad Bhai speaking about the ecosystem. This is what we are building. The money from the society is being invested in the society. The society is earning money from doing their business, returning it back to the society. It is within the society. Whereas if you talk about the money that is there in the banking system, where does it go? It goes to the promoters of the bank, right? It doesn't have it is not there in the ecosystem. All the profits are drawn and they diverted to their needs, and they have built their banks for their needs. But this organization is being built for the society's primarily need. And that is where we differentiate from a conventional bank or an NBFC and an ethical system that we call the ethical ecosystem. Not only creating it as a business model, we are not here like Yawar Beg Sahab said, charities, there is nothing called charity. It is a business model. You earn, I also earn, and let the system get built. That's the concept that Rehbar has built across. And there are certain values that we bring to the table for the business and the investors. Basically, when we are trying to do, like what Sharif Sahab also said, we try to match the global standards when we operate. Having said that, we also have constraints to not match the conventional banks because of the current situations and the current limitations that we have. One is when there is an investment that a business raises, it is a secured fund that is there. When they are raising funds from Rehbar, they don't need to dilute their equity. Basically, when you are raising a fund and you become a partner in any kind of business, they ask for a share of their business. So they also become partner to that business. So here, when you are raising a fund from Rehbar, it is a mezzanine debt fund that you are raising, and you don't need to dilute your equity there. And it is for a stipulated period that you can raise this fund, grow your business, and also replow your profits back into it, the system. And when you are the major product that Rehbar funds is through a leasing transaction model, where you don't, if you have to own a capital asset or a machine or an plant or any kind of equipment, In the conventional bank, we generally sell it saying that conventional bank gives you a funding of about 80%. Here in a leasing model, there is nothing called as down payment. It is 100% funded by the company, where we own the asset and give it to you on a lease rental model. It's fairly reasonable in terms of the commercials as well. We are slightly higher than the market, but when you look at the tax benefits and the tax initiatives that are there, we just have a couple of percentage gap between the conventional banks and us for now. What we bring to the table to the investors, this is the most interesting part here. There is no fund that is so flexible than Rehbar's fund that is there. When you are investing in the organization of Rehbar, you are investing in multiple businesses. You are not investing in one business. So when we say that we have about 100 businesses whom we have funded, even if you have invested 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs, your 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs is in the pool of that 100 businesses. Even if there are 5 businesses or 10 businesses that are failing, the 90 business will still cover up the risk and give you the return that has been given in the past trend so far.
How much percentage of profit you guys are giving?
Sir, we will answer this question. We have a detailed Q&A session in the end. If you can reserve your question, inshallah, we will answer it in detail at the fag end, with everybody giving fair chance, inshallah. We've been able to give about anywhere between 9 to 10% per annum over the past 5-6 years is what. No, between 9 and 10% is what I have told. It's a variable. As and when the business achieves, every quarter it is calculated and it is then distributed. There are detailed trends that we have passed. We have given trends of 7-8 years that we have achieved.
What I understand is, if I invest 1 crore in your fund, I'll get 9 lakh rupees per annum.
Absolutely right.
Correct?
Yes. Thank you. I think largely there's been overlap in understanding what Rehbar is. I would call Brother Zaid to also give us an insight as to what we have done over these many years quickly, and so that we can take this session forward from the data session to a more number session, which will make it a little more objective, inshallah. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Rehbar. So, first of all, thank you for staying to the last session. And I know there have been very great sessions before me. I'll try to keep up the energy, but apologies if I am not able to match up to the legends that we have heard till now. Right? So, we have been hearing about what Rehbar is doing, who are doing it, but we'll go through as how we are doing it and where have been and how we have grown since the way we started. So in terms of number of investors, so Azhar did mention that we started in 2013, but we had one model till 2017. However, due to certain regulations, we had to change our business models. And since 2017, we have started a new model, which is currently into the progress right now. So in 2018-19, we started with around 183 investors, 163 investors, and right now, as of last month, we had around 1,600 investors who have invested with us, from 2 lakh rupees to almost 6 crore rupees per investor. Right? So currently we have an AUM of around 135 crores. And this is how we have grown over the years. We started with a small amount of 2 crore rupees, but currently we are around 147 crores as of 30th September. Right? We have been having a steady increase over a period of time as to the people we have started speaking to a lot of people, conducted such seminars and sessions where we have introduced Rehbar, and people have come forth and given their trust to us and given their money to us. Now, how does Rehbar operate? I mean, what is the structure that we are working with? So there is one company, Rehbar Financial Services, which is an asset management company. Now, under this company, so all the employees whoever you have seen here are the employees of Rehbar Financial Services. Now this company owns two other subsidiaries. Yeah. So this company owns two other subsidiaries called, we call them RERL1 and RERL2, that is Rehbar Equipment Rental Private Limited. So we have investors. Now these investors put money directly into these SPVs, RERL1 and RERL2 through CCDs. These are compulsory convertible debentures. These are ROC registered and we issue based on stamp duty is paid and all the certificates are registered. Now this money is accumulated into these SPVs, which is, I just mentioned last slide, around 47 crores. This money gets invested into various businesses. Now we have businesses almost, business who are doing some 5 crores to almost 1,000 crores of turnover every year. These businesses take, so we have 3 different products, which I'll take you through the next slide. So operating lease, project finance and profit and loss sharing loans that we do this. And based on these deals, these companies give us profits. Now these profits come every month, every quarter based on the agreement that we have with them. And all these quarters, all these profits are calculated or accumulated into these SPVs and calculated every quarterly. And these profits are paid out every quarterly by 20th of the subsequent month. Now these are the 3 major products that we have. One is operating lease, which is a major product for our operations, and project finance and profit and loss sharing loans. I'll just briefly take you through how these products operate. Operating lease is basically where the banks give the businesses money to buy machineries, whereas we buy machineries and give the businesses to operate them, and where we charge monthly rental. Just like you own multiple houses and you give it on rent, we buy these machinery, we own these machinery from vehicles to manufacturing fixed machineries, and we lease it out to them. Now there's no down payment that is being taken. We amortize all our rentals, and after 4 or 5 years, we have a gentleman's agreement where we agree to sell them. We give them first right of refusal to buy these machineries, where we say them, okay, you buy these machineries at 20% of the original value or 50% of the original value. And if they don't buy it, we take those machinery and sell it out in the market. Now coming to project finance. Now project finance is a very small portion of our business, where all the businesses does not need machineries or vehicles for their operations. They need money. They need working capital. Now how do we work around with that within the legal frameworks? What we do is we take existing projects. If you have any large order that is coming up to you and you don't have working capital to manage it and you don't want to take bank overdraft facilities for this, what we do is we come in and we say, okay, we take 50% of a particular purchase order. We fund 50% of this and we will take a 50% share of your profits from this PO. Now whatever the amount ultimately materialized to, initially we would have estimated around 10 lakh of rupees, 10 lakh profit. Of that, 50% would come to Rehbar. However, if ultimately the business makes 15 lakh of profit, we would still take 50% of it. Even if the business makes 5 lakh rupees of the profit, we take 50% of it. Now, that is how we operate in a project finance scheme. From a profit and loss sharing basis. Now you are in a business or you are running in supermarket. Now you don't have a particular POs. You don't have any large machineries that you require. Here what we do is we fund you say 1 crore rupees. And we say for this 1 crore rupees you will have to pay me every month say 5 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees. And I will take a 5% share of your business or 10% share of your business. Now every month you are paying me 5 lakh rupees. However, the profit of that 5 lakh rupees is determined based on what you achieve. So on the month 1, I might have gotten a profit of 2 lakh rupees and 3 lakh rupees goes towards your principal repayment. Second month you incur a loss, right? I still take that 5 lakh rupees and adjust everything towards the principal. Third month you still make a profit. I adjust your profit against the previous month's losses and then take any share that comes up to me. And similarly, without diluting your equity, we enable you to repay from the earnings that you get from the funding. Now, we have, Ibad Bhai was mentioning that we are relatively lower risk, relatively medium risk, and hence our returns are whatever we have. Now, how do we maintain our risk, right? So, we do a lot of efforts in generating our funds. We speak to a lot of investors and then gather the funds to invest with us. Now, everybody don't trust us, everybody don't believe us on the day one. Similarly, we put more scrutinies, more due diligence on the businesses as well, because a lot of people have trusted us and we don't want to betray this trust. We do a lot of due diligence on these businesses. We have certain criteria. Only the businesses which fulfill these criteria are the business that gets into the door, and then we do a detailed due diligence on them and then decide whether the funding is in logical reasoning or not. So minimum turnover should be 3 crore per annum. They should have audited financials. They should be consistently profitable. Now, if any loss-making company, I would not like to get involved into that, right? जानबूझ के मेरे को शेयर के मुंह में अपना सर नहीं देना है, right? So hence, I make sure that the companies are making profit. Only then I invest with those. So we make sure they have healthy working capital. They are not overly leveraged. And we also take a one step ahead and make sure that we do a due diligence on the investors as well. Okay, fine, business is doing well. How is the promoter in person? We do speak to multiple known people and get an understanding as to how this person, how this promoter behaves in his personal life. Now, this is a report of our previous quarter. This is what we have been able to achieve for the previous quarter. So we have a total of 124 crores of investment, and out of that 110 crores is being invested into various companies. So there is a certain amount of liquidity that we maintain due to business reasons or due to strategic reasons that we maintain this. So we have been able to achieve a 4 crore rupees of profit for this quarter, that is July, August and September quarter. And Alhamdulillah, we have been able to pay 3.2 crore rupees of profit in October last week. So after, with the deployment ratio, now our one of the senior brother had asked about the Trump's tariffs, right? So because of a lot of uncertainty to the market, we have been little hesitant of investing into various sectors, and we have been pushing some of the investments which have been approved. So inshallah, once certain certainties come into the picture, certain assurances come into the picture, we will make a larger investments into some of the strategic businesses that we have identified. Now, one of the questions that was raised just before my session was, what are the profits that we have been able to pay? Now, since 2017, we have paid almost 11.5%, and we have gone as low as 9% recently. Right? So every quarter we make a calculation and we distribute the profit. Nothing is fixed. So based on the historical values, we do inform the investors that our investment, your ROI is approximately between 9 to 10% or 9 to 10.5% is what we have been able to achieve historically. And inshallah, this will be the trend going forward. Now, when you compare to the fixed deposits, banks have been giving you fixed deposit returns at 6% return, where we, alhamdulillah, have been able to give you around 9% of returns. Now, the reason why I compared this with the fixed asset is because we take amounts in the fixed multiples of 1 lakh rupees, and then you have liberty to withdraw this money within 30 days notice. Right? So hence I have compared this with the fixed deposit, and it is reasonably safe investments. So the moment you submit a withdrawal request, we will process your withdrawal as well. Inshallah, our investment team will take you through 2 minutes of how you can invest with the Rehbar and what are the documentation that you will get from Rehbar for the investments that you make. Now, these are the portfolio mix that we have. Now, we don't invest into any one particular industry, we don't invest into any one particular business, and we don't heavily rely on one product itself, right? where legally we are obliged to have a majority of our business from leasing operations. We do try to maintain and synergy between the project finance while addressing the other companies which does not need machineries and the vehicles as well. Now, if you can see on the right side of the slide, we have invested into logistics, B2B, FMCG industries, manufacturing, healthcare. So there's no chance, or there's the probability of all the industries failing is very low. So hence we say the returns are much diversified, much safer when compared to other investments. Now, what have been able to do since inception?
How many sectors you have diversified your amount, investments?
So we have been able to fund approximately around 291 crores till now. So out of which, if you can see, logistics around 19% of the investments we have done, and B2C leasing companies we have done 16% of the financing, food and beverages around 15% of our funds. Right. We'll also take you through some of the companies or some of the machineries that we have invested in the subsequent slides. Right. So since its inception, now I have been talking about what we did since 2017, since the new model that we have been working. So since 2013, what did we do? We raised more than 170 crores. We funded from more than 1,600 individuals. We funded 150 businesses with more than 350 crores of funding across. And we have been able to pay 55 crores of profit to investors since the past years. And we are also distributors for Tata Ethical Fund and mutual funds. Now, Vistra. Now, Vistra is again a legal requirement for us, which is from the Government of India, where we are raising CCDs. And because of these CCDs, we have to appoint Vistra as a trustee on the debentures behalf. So they make sure that we pay profits properly, we maintain our financials properly. So they are an additional level of scrutiny on us, which we have to appoint on your behalf, on the investor's behalf. So we have to give them all the reports in addition to all the statutory requirements that we do. Now, these are some of the industry companies that we have funded: ID Fresh, Bioplasto, Prime Care, Furlenco, Everest Fleet. Now, we are not limiting ourselves saying that we will fund only Muslim businesses. The businesses are mainly secular. If these are public listed companies or venture capital funded companies, these are not religiously dominated companies, right? Anybody who has a good business can reach out to us and we will be happy to fund them. If you see Furlenco, Everest Fleet, Drink Pine, Copy Machine, these are not primarily owned by Muslims or non-Muslims. These are democratically invested companies by venture capital. Now, this is one of the investments that we have made in Hyderabad itself to Lord's Engineering Colleges, where we have, alhamdulillah, been able to fund them to the college buses. We have one more Hyderabad-based companies who have taken machinery financing back in 2021 for Yummy Foods, for the manufacturing of the chocolates. Now, ID Fresh, these are the machineries that we have. So, any ID Fresh-based vehicles that you see on the road, which has the Tata A's and all of those vehicles, even in Hyderabad, everything is owned by Rehbar. Even if you see on the back of the door, you will see RSC Equipment Rental Private Limited and tag on those. A Prime Care Hospital, this is a large hospital in Bangalore, where we have funded ICU machines and the IVF machines for them. Furlenco again, so this is a B2C leasing company where we have funded them furnitures, laptops, and they forward leases to the direct customers. Now, this is in Kochi Airport. This is a project finance based company, project finance activity that we did. So we funded the whole interior designing of the Cochin Airport. Sorry, Kannur Airport, not Cochin. New sign. So you have all traveled in metros. You have all traveled in airport, passed through airports. These signages. This is a company called New Sign who manufactures these signages. They have the software and everything. and they manufacture the software for Chennai Metro, Bangalore Metro, and even some of the large airports. Timescan, again, logistics-based company based in Chennai. Axoil, I believe almost everybody knows this. So this is a company who imports Axoil from Singapore and they distribute it here. We have done a lot of PLS deals with them. We'll have a very small session, and inshallah after that we'll have a Q&A session as well. I'll like to invite Mr. Sorry.
And then dinner also, inshallah. Yeah, and we have a couple of testimonials, or we have at least a testimonial here. But first I wanted to check, how many of you are business people, running businesses? Okay, Mujib bhai, if you can just come here. So Mujib bhai looks after business development for Rehbar. So he is the person that, if you want to take funding from Rehbar and you have a business which has 3 crore plus turnover, that's 25 lakhs per month turnover, and it's profitable, then you should definitely meet out to him if you want funds to grow your business. And I'll then hand it over to the the fundraising team, so they can quickly take you through the investment process. And then we will have a testimonial also.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Rahmatullah. I am the senior manager in fundraising in Rehbar. So I have 15 plus experience in investment banking across UAE and also in India. So I take care of fundraising. Also my colleague is here, Kalimuddin, please. Kalim.
Assalamu alaikum. Myself Muhammad Kalimuddin. I take care of investor relations at Rehbar. I have 10 years plus of experience, and I have studied MSc Islamic Finance from Malaysia.
Yeah, I'll just quickly go through the process of investment. How do you invest exactly with Rehbar, and what is the KYC procedure to invest with us? There's a simple form. It's a investment fundraising form. It's called a debenture application form. Every month we raise the funds. Every month on the 10th of the month we raise the funds. And that form we will send it to you across. Like in case if you want to invest with us, you can contact me or Kalimuddin, and we will give you the form. You can fill up the form, basic form with name, mobile number and address and all those things. Send us a soft copy of the form with PAN card and Aadhaar card attached. So the first page of the form will have these bank details wherein you can transfer your funds to Rehbar account from your account. Okay, it's a bank-to-bank transfer basically. That is one thing, and so that is the documentation process. A simple, the model of debenture sample. You can just have a look. This is the debenture certificate what we issue. Once you invest with Rehbar, it takes 25 to 30 days for issuing this certificate, and we send the certificate original to you through a mail and also a soft copy. Okay, the investment what you do, as Zahid bhai mentioned, there's no lock-in period. Anytime you can withdraw your funds, and a notice period of 25 days is required to withdraw your funds. Okay, and the average investment of Rehbar is around 2 to 5 lakhs. Okay, so you can start with 1 lakh also, because the face value of debenture is 1 lakh, but the average investment is around 2 to 5 lakhs. Anytime you can top up your investment, and anytime you can withdraw your funds as well, and anytime you can do the partial withdrawal as well. Okay, so if you have invested 10 lakhs for in case, if you want to withdraw 2 lakhs in between, you can do that also. So this is the procedure. Yeah.
You do not
SIP we have with Tata Ethical Fund. We are a authorized distributor of Tata Ethical Fund. We do SIP model in that also. So for more details, I'll take your number. I can just get in touch with you. Thank you.
We'll have the Q&As, but I'll just answer that. The reason we cannot take SIP into Rehbar is because the face value of each debenture, like he mentioned, is 1 lakh. So if someone can invest 1 lakh every month or 1 lakh every 2-3 months, that type of SIP we can have, but we cannot take denominations below 1 lakh.
So ticket value is 1 lakh.
Yes, ticket size is 1 lakh and multiples of 1 lakh. So Zaid Bhai, when running through the deals, he showed two deals from Hyderabad. One is Lord's Institute of Engineering and Technology. Basha Saab has started it, and mashallah, we are fortunate to have him here with us. And his son is also here. So I would request his son, Vice Chairman of the college, to speak a few words regarding his experience with Rehbar.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tausif. I'm the Vice Chairman at Lord's Institute of Engineering Technology. We are an engineering institution that's based out of Hyderabad. It's located at Himayat Sagar. Over the past few years, we've grown rapidly to be one of the largest Muslim minority engineering institutions in the country. One of the challenges that we faced for the institution was that our campus is located at Himayat Sagar. That's about 10 kilometers from the city. So our students, for their travel, they were facing a lot of challenges. They wanted common bus services. So we had engaged, previously we had leased private buses and RTC buses, but the services offered to the students were very subpar. So that's when we decided that we had to have our own buses or purchase more buses for ourselves. But due to a lot of scholarship issues and a lot of funding issues from the government, we were not in a position to pull in the capital to purchase or lease new buses. So when we started exploring, a lot of these vehicle financing companies had approached us to finance the whole deal. They were asking some 8 to 9% interest, and it was all a debt-based deal. But we as an institution or we as an organization, we were very much against debt financing, and we were trying to explore a lot of options. And that's when Iqbal uncle of Yummy Biscuits, he had referred us to Rehbar. So when we spoke to them, initially they told us about their whole operating lease model, which we were very satisfied with. So they reached out, we had a lot of discussions. It was, they did a very thorough due diligence on our institution and on our books, our credibility. They spoke to a lot of people about us and everything. And once they accepted, the whole process was very smooth. They've purchased the buses, 6 buses, amounting about 1.8 crore rupees, and they have given it on operating lease to us. So our students are quite happy, and in fact we are also quite happy with the services, and we thank you for accepting and coming forward for this. And we very much appreciate Rehbar and their team and for taking this initiative, because it was always a challenge for people like us who were trying to grow, and we were finding it difficult to raise capital, and avenues such as Rehbar have been very helpful. Thank you.
हम लोग generally we were supposed to get it for 8-9% in the banks and vehicle finance, but we thought that we should not take on the interest. Of course, alhamdulillah, our total entire business is without interest. Such a big institution. I think a number of people might be knowing about the Lord's Institute of Engineering Technology, and almost in every place our students are studying. Alhamdulillah, they are very good, and the process is very simple. So never expected within 2-3 days they have given the single check directly to the company, and buses are delivered within 1 week's time. And we are also, alhamdulillah, paying regularly to them. Probably they are also happy with us.
Thank you, sir. Jazakallah khairan. So I think we are about half an hour past the end time, but we also started 50 minutes late. So net we are 20 minutes ahead of time. So we'll quickly head to Q&A. I see hands up already, so if someone can just take the mic.
In the meantime, if somebody wants to start.
Dinner.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Afsar. I have 2 questions. First is, what is the tax implication if I invest with Rehbar? Second is, if I want to understand the Rehbar model, can you take Lord's College investment as an example and explain me, you have paid 2 crores. What is that you are getting from Lord's College and what you will be paying to the investors?
Okay. So the first question was about the tax. Right? I just want to make an announcement. If anyone is planning to leave or is in a hurry, please, dinner is waiting. It's ready and the catering team is ready to start serving. So please, if you're on the way out, please have dinner first and then only leave. We had arranged for the full hall, but unfortunately a lot of people left already. So dinner is ready. Tax implications on investing with Rehbar is that you would be taxed as per your income tax slab. So if you are in the 30% slab, whatever profits you're getting, it would be taxed at 30%. If you're in the 10% slab, at 10%. If you're below the minimum income tax slab, you can even give a 15G and have no TDS deducted. Otherwise, 10% TDS is deducted on the profits, and you are taxed at your income tax slab. So that is the tax implication. On the lease model, so for example, if we give a 1 crore vehicle or asset equipment on rent, right, and it's a 3-year lease tenure that we fix. So for example, it could be 5 years also, but if it's a 3-year lease tenure, maybe I don't have the exact number, but just roughly I would say that 1 crore or 1 crore 20 lakhs is what we would recover in rent over 3 years, right? And then at the end of the third year, the asset still belongs to us, so we would then sell it either to the customer or we would take the asset back and sell it in the market and get another 20-25 lakhs. So that 1 crore becomes about 1.5 crore. So the 50 lakh is the profit we make on the deal. And that 50 lakhs is distributed over 3 years to the investors. I mean, we have certain fees that we charge, AUM fees. After that, whatever profit is remaining, that is distributed to the investors. You want to add anything?
So from a taxation standpoint and from a legal standpoint, the profits that are paid out to you is only from a legal sense it is called interest, and the TDS is deducted accordingly. While you're filing your income tax returns, you can either, based on your status, you can either get a refund or the liability, whatever you get from your other incomes.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is regarding the interest-based debt which companies have, especially when you give out project-related leases or project funding. I'm sure those companies have an interest percentage in their debt, and I'm also sure you look at that when you invest in those companies. But my question is, from an investor point of view, when we get the returns, do we need to worry about the purification of those returns, such as we do with mutual funds and regular stocks?
Yeah, so one thing we are very clear about is if we are investing on a profit sharing basis with the borrowers, we ensure there is zero interest based debt. Unlike in the stock market where there is some tolerance, in our case there is zero tolerance. So we only invest in profit sharing deals where there is zero debt, zero interest bearing debt in the company. So because of that, the income is pure and there is no purging required. There is one question here. Okay.
In continuation to the comments that you have shared, you said like the profit will be treated as interest and would be deducted from the taxation point. So what I understand is, as an individual, if I am 30%, investing with Rehbar is not a good option for me, because even though you are giving it as a profit, you are showing it as an interest, which from the legal standpoint would be negative on my part.
I would not say negative. If we are giving 10% returns and after 30% deduction, net you are getting about 7% return on investment. Right, so I would not say negative.
No, but from the wording matters, right? From the legal standpoint, when the moment you say profit into interest, it's being clubbed into the slab, and then based on the slab, the tax is getting deducted.
Correct. So, I mean, what we generally see is there are people in the 30% slab also who invest with us, but such cases they generally try to invest in their wife's name or some family member's name who is in the lower slab to avoid the higher tax incidence.
Okay. So, as an individual, if I'm not trying to do the investment on my wife's name, then it's not good for me.
Possibly, yes. So yeah, so if we were to pay it out as profit, then the company would have to pay tax and then pay it out. Here it becomes an expense for the company. So the tax that is saved over there is something that the recipient has to bear. There was a question here. What is the risk? So I mean, any investment has its risks. Since this is a highly diversified investment across many businesses, across many industries, we feel that the risk is very low. At worst, we can see that 9% is what we have been giving. Perhaps the return falls below 9% if there is a very bad situation. A lot of industries are in turmoil, then maybe it can go to 7-8%, but we don't see anything beyond that.
Just to add what Rashid bhai mentioned just now, we don't say that all of our deals, all of our businesses investments are doing exceptionally great. We have certain deals that are stuck. Alhamdulillah, there are no deals where we have lost money or lost the principal portion of our investments, where we have got a lot lesser returns what we had expected, or the returns have been extended extensively, because of which we had a lot of opportunity cost, but we have not lost, alhamdulillah, any principal as of yet.
भाई मेरा क्वेश्चन है, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। वो Q&A हिंदी में हुआ तो अच्छा है माशाल्लाह, इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छा है माशाल्लाह, लेकिन हिंदी में है तो अच्छा, सारा जो है को अच्छे इजी से समझ में आ जाता।
इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करता हूं।
और दूसरी बात, हालांकि मैं IMA में भी इन्वेस्टर था, हीरा गोल्ड डबल में भी इन्वेस्टर था, तो पूंजी स्कीम्स आपका जब देख रहा हूँ तो आपका इन दोनों पूंजी स्कीम से अलग क्या है?
मेरा एक जैसा इबाद भाई बता रहे थे गोल्ड वगैरह का, IMA या हीरा गोल्ड की इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजीज क्या थी, कौन सी कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट किए थे, कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा था, आपको नहीं मालूम था। बस ये था कि हाँ गोल्ड खरीद रहे हैं, गोल्ड बेच रहे हैं, कहाँ से खरीद रहे हैं, कहाँ बेच रहे हैं, वो भी नहीं मालूम आपको। हम आपको पूरी कंपनीज दे रहे हैं। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बादशाह साहब भी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, तो हम बोल रहे हैं कि हम किसको पैसे दे रहे हैं। हम ये भी बोल रहे हैं कि किसके पास से पैसे लिए हुए हैं, हम लोग कितना लिए हुए हैं वो भी बता रहे हैं, कब लिए हुए हैं, कितना हर साल इंक्रीमेंट हुआ है हमारा, हर चीज़ वो बता रहे हैं हम आपको।
कब बता रहे हैं ये चीज़?
ये आपको मैं प्रीवियस स्लाइड्स में बताया था या नहीं?
नहीं वो बस आपका इतना ही इन्वेस्टमेंट है, नहीं और आगे भी है? ये कंप्लीट इन्वेस्टमेंट है क्या?
हाँ, अब एज ऑफ 30 सितंबर इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट है, 147।
लेकिन इसमें कंपनीज नेम्स मेंशन नहीं है ना, मतलब जैसा आप बताए वो ID में इन्वेस्टमेंट है हमारा।
ये कंपनीज हैं जहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट किए हुए हैं हम लोग।
ओके।
इसके अलावा और भी बहुत सारी कंपनीज हैं।
हाँ वो मेंशन नहीं है ना, वो बता रहा था वो
मैं आपको 100 कंपनी के नाम नहीं लिख सकता यहाँ पे।
नहीं, यहाँ पे तो नहीं ले सकते, लेकिन अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट हम आपके कंपनी में कर रहे हैं,
आप बिल्कुल आगे पूछिए, हम आपको विल बी हैप्पी टू शो यू ऑल द डिटेल्स।
सी पूछने के बाद बताना, दैट इज द अनदर क्वेश्चन। टू बी crystal clear from your side, you should have to provide us the complete data, na?
When I'm presenting, I can't give you 100% information.
No, it's not about
data.
It's not
I'm
about
giving you 100% transparency and
no,
information.
it's not about the presentation. I am asking, when I come as an investor to you people, then you people will completely provide the list of all the companies in which you have people have invested.
If you need, we will happily.
No, if we need is not the question. You should have to provide. That is the question.
जी, I mean, ठीक है. I mean, if you look at any mutual fund or anything, they'll talk about the top holdings.
Yeah.
हो सकता है किसी में 0.5%, किसी में 1%. That is not that relevant. We can give the whole list, but it's not relevant also. So we talk about यहाँ पे 10% AUM है, यहाँ पे 10% AUM है, जो top holdings हैं वो देते हैं. And the original question ये था कि how are we different or how do we differentiate ourselves from Ponzi schemes? So the way that Ponzi schemes work, वो कैसा काम करते थे कि जब तक पैसा आ रहा है तब तक वो प्रॉफिट देंगे, और जब पैसा आना बंद हुआ तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं दे सकते वो प्रॉफिट, है ना. तो उनको हाई रिटर्न्स देना ज़रूरी था, 36%, 48%. अगर वो देना छोड़ देते तो वो इनफ्लो बंद हो जाता और उनका पूरा जो खेल है वो बंद हो जाता, म्यूजिकल चेयर्स का. तो हमारे केस में हम 9 to 11% दे रहे हैं, नॉट 24%, नॉट 36%. सो इट्स ओनली रीजनेबल इन्वेस्टर्स जो समझते हैं इसको और जो जानते हैं बिजनेस, जो जानते हैं फाइनेंस, वही लोग हमारे साथ इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. और अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट का इनफ्लो बंद भी होता है तो उस पर हमारे बिजनेस पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हम प्रॉफिट बना के उसमें से दे रहे हैं. हम इन्वेस्टमेंट में से इन्वेस्टर्स को नहीं दे रहे.
जी, और एक सवाल ये था, हाँ, वो बता रहे थे कि भाई आप जब आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं तो कंपनी से इक्विटी या शेयर्स नहीं लेते.
जी.
फॉर एग्जांपल कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो गई,
जी,
सो वो पूरा लॉस किसके ऊपर बियर होगा?
तो हम लोग एक तो एसेट देते हैं ना, तो अगर कंपनी बैंकरप्ट भी हो जाए तो वो एसेट हम वापस ले सकते हैं. एसेट हमारा नाम पे होता है, हमारे बैलेंस शीट पे होता है.
तो यू प्रोवाइड ओनली द एसेट्स और यू प्रोवाइड द इन्वेस्टमेंट?
70-80% हमारा एसेट फाइनेंस है, लीजिंग है. बाकी जो 20% हम प्रोजेक्ट फाइनेंस या प्रॉफिट लॉस शेयरिंग भी करते हैं, तो वहाँ पे कोलैटरल लेते हैं, ताकि वो उनका जो पर्सनल कोलैटरल वगैरह लेते हैं ताकि फ़ंड डाइवर्जन का चांस ना हो.
हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
एक मिनट.
मेरा नाम मुस्तफ़ा है. मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था कि जो प्राइम केयर हॉस्पिटल है
जी,
वो कोई चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट से चल रहा हुआ हॉस्पिटल है या नहीं, तो फिर ऐसा प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल है जहाँ पे कमर्शियल ज़्यादा हो जाता है? जैसा आपने इन्वेस्ट किया है एसेट में, ICU मशीन या जो भी दिए हैं, तो उनके कुछ टारगेट रहते हैं, चाहे वो पेशेंट को ज़रूरत रहो ना रहो, उनको कुछ टेस्ट करवाने की, जस्ट टू टेक द ब्रेक इवन और जस्ट टू पे यू द अमाउंट, दे विल डू दिस काइंड ऑफ टेस्ट. तो वो इंस्टेड ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन दिस काइंड ऑफ हॉस्पिटल्स, कैन इट बी द, हमारा जो इस्लामिक इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो सही है या नहीं, वो पूछना चाहे.
हमने काफ़ी हॉस्पिटल्स को मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट दिया है. बेंगलुरु में और एक हॉस्पिटल है शिफा हॉस्पिटल, और कैलिकट में एक मशहूर हॉस्पिटल है इकरा हॉस्पिटल के नाम से, और अल अंसार हॉस्पिटल है त्रिशूर में. और ये सारे जो है वेरी रीजनेबली प्राइस्ड, और ऐसा सब काम बिल्कुल नहीं करते. वेरी रिलीजियस पीपल आर हेडिंग इट, और ऐसा ऑब्वियसली हमको अगर पता चलता है तो वी विल नॉट एसोसिएट विद सच हॉस्पिटल्स. मैं बताया ना, वो लिस्ट बहुत लंबा हो जाता, जैसा बोले वो प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत लंबा हो जाता. दीज आर ओनली सैम्पल्स वी हैव गिवन.
जी, मेरा सवाल ये है कि जब आप पैसे ले रहे हैं तो एट द टिकट साइज इज़ 1 लाख रुपीज़, लेकिन जब आप लैंडिंग कर रहे हैं तो वो 3 करोड़ का है. क्या वो रिवाइज होगा अभी इन फ्यूचर या नहीं? वो क्योंकि 3 करोड़ तक टर्नओवर जाने के लिए बहुत टाइम लगेगा कोई इंडिविजुअल को बिजनेस करने के लिए, तो वो फिर कैसा सपोर्ट होगी कम्युनिटी को? 3 करोड़ इज़ वेरी बिग अमाउंट एक्चुअली.
जी, सो टिकट साइज एक्चुअली छोटा भी होता है, टर्नओवर 3 करोड़ होना चाहिए, लेकिन जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं हम वो बिजनेस के साथ 30 लाख से भी 10 लाख 30 लाख वो भी होता है. इन्वेस्टमेंट 1 लाख में लेते हैं, और जो फंडिंग करते हैं वो 10 लाख से भी शुरू होता है, बट उनका टर्नओवर साल का 3 करोड़ होना चाहिए. हाँ जी, 3 करोड़ इज़ अ बिग अमाउंट. वो उसका रीज़न ये है कि जब 2 करोड़ से ज़्यादा का टर्नओवर होगा कंपनी का, तभी वो ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल्स बनाएगा जनरली स्पीकिंग. और अगर ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल्स नहीं होगा तो हमको उसका एक्चुअल फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन पता नहीं चलेगा, तो उसके हिडन लायबिलिटीज़ होंगे, वो हमारे पास पैसे लेंगे और पैसे कहीं और डाइवर्ट हो जाएगा, तो वो हम सही से परख नहीं पाएंगे. पहले हम किए वो 2014 to 2017, क्योंकि हमारा भी शुरुआत था, तो हमें वो छोटे बिजनेसेस में इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ा, और हमारी कोशिश भी थी कि उनमें इन्वेस्ट करें क्योंकि उनको भी सपोर्ट हो रहा है और वो अपलिफ्ट हो रहे हैं. लेकिन उसमें काफ़ी जो है वो गलत भी हो गया, कुछ लॉसेस भी हो गए, और इन्वेस्टर्स का हार्ड अर्न मनी है, उनका ये है कि रिस्क नहीं होना उनको प्रॉफिट कम है तो चलेगा, लेकिन कैपिटल प्रोटेक्टेड होना चाहिए. तो हमको ऑब्वियसली लो रिस्क एवेन्यूज़ ढूंढना पड़ता है. हाँ, ऑब्वियसली कोई भी कंपनी शुरू होगा तो छोटा ही शुरू होगा, तो वी कैन नॉट सर्व एवरीवन. हमारी कोशिश है कि जब और बड़ा हमारा AUM होगा, इंशाल्लाह हमारी कोशिश है कि वी विल कम अप विद अ मॉडल टू केटर टू द स्मॉल बिजनेसेस ऑल्सो. जब बड़ा होगा तो उसका एक AUM का एक पोर्शन उसके लिए भी इंशाल्लाह सेट असाइड होगा.
और एक सवाल है.
I'll just continue to this question and add a little. For that, I think our community also should come forward. The problem with our community is वो finance में they are not disciplined. जहाँ हम देखे हैं वो बोलते हैं ले दे के ख़त्म करो, ऐसा नहीं चलता. if you have an accounting system, follow the proper accounting system. Tax pay करना नहीं pay करना, your auditor will say. आप proper business विथ अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम करेंगे तो हमें भी वो गुंजाइश नहीं रहेगी कि ऑडिट होने से थोड़ा ऑडिटर का फिल्टर होके निकल के आता. वी आर नॉट एबल टू रिलाई ऑन आवर कम्युनिटीज फाइनेंशियल्स बिकॉज दे आर ऑल एंड हाफ ऑफ दैट इज अंडर द टेबल बीइंग रिपोर्टेड. तो हम कैसे उसको जस्टिफाई कर पाएंगे? दैट इज द प्राइमरी रीजन वाई वी हैव केप्ट दैट फिल्टर क्राइटेरियन. हमारा मान लीजिए 150-200 एप्लीकेशन आ गए, हम कैसे वो सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया कर पाएंगे? इट इज़ टू टीडियस अ प्रोसेस टू अंडरस्टैंड अ बिजनेस, हाउ इट इज़ जेन्युइनली फाइल्ड एंड हाउ इट इज़ नॉट जेन्युइनली फाइल्ड. दैट इज़ वाई सिंस आवर स्केल ऑफ ऑपरेशंस इज दिस, we have restricted it to the audited financial criterion there.
मेरे एक दो सवाल हैं. अगर मैं 2 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किया और 25 डेज़ के बाद विड्रा करना चाह रहा हूँ, तो कितना अमाउंट वापस किया जाएगा और किस बेसिस पे वापस किया जाएगा? पहला सवाल है. और इफ़ इन केस आप पूरी कंपनी से अगर लॉस में जाते हैं तो ये क्या है, लॉस इन्वेस्टर्स पे बेयर किया जाएगा या नहीं किया जाएगा?
पहला सवाल आपका, विद इन 25 डेज आप विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. विद इन 25 डेज आप विड्रॉ करेंगे तो आपको पूरा पैसा फ़ौरन मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि हम लोग नॉर्मली इन्वेस्टमेंट लेके 1 महीने का ट्रांच ओपन होता है. उस दौरान अगर आप विड्रॉ करें तो आपको वही पैसा वापस मिल जाएगा. आपका कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगा भी नहीं हमारी बुक्स के अंदर. तो पैसा आया और विड्रॉ हो गया, राइट? नो प्रॉफिट्स, नथिंग. दूसरी चीज़, अगर खुदा ना खास्ता नौजुबिल्ला अगर सारी 100 कंपनियां नुकसान में जाती हैं, विच इज़ वेरी रेयर, लेकिन हो गया, तो यस, क्योंकि हम वकील हैं और आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो यू विल हैव टू टेक ए शेयर ऑफ द लॉसेस. तो आपको आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट मिल जाता है. सो द लीगल प्रोसीडिंग्स भी इसकी ये हैं कि ऑन ए पर्टिकुलर डेट जो हम लोग प्रॉफिट्स डिक्लेयर करते हैं, विच इज़ लास्ट डेट ऑफ द क्वार्टर, उस डेट पे जो भी होल्ड कर रहा है सर्टिफिकेट, उसको मिलता है प्रॉफिट. सो अगर आप बीच में विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं तो आपको आपका प्रिंसिपल वापस मिल जाएगा. हाउएवर हम लोग एंकरेज करते हैं इन्वेस्टर्स को टू कीप द प्रॉफिट्स फॉर एटलीस्ट 9 to 12 months, क्योंकि आप लोग 1-2 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट करेंगे तो द मोमेंट वो उसको डिप्लॉय करके उसका प्रॉफिट्स ला के आपको पे करने में इट विल टेक सम टाइम फॉर अस, राइट? सो अगर आप 6 महीने 9 महीने में विड्रॉ कर लेंगे तो इट्स अ नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन द कंपनी, बट हाउ विल हैव टू टेक बेयर दैट कॉस्ट ऑन आवर, और रादर ऑल द इन्वेस्टर्स विल हैव टू बेयर दैट कॉस्ट.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. ये पूछना था कि जो भी हमारे को जो प्रॉफिट मिलेगा तो फिर वो प्रॉफिट फिर कंपाउंडिंग होगी?
नहीं, प्रॉफिट पे कंपाउंडिंग नहीं होगी, क्योंकि ये ग्रोथ मॉडल नहीं है. क्योंकि हम लोग अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि एक ग्रोथ मॉडल सेटअप करने की कोशिश करें, लेकिन हम लोग क्योंकि आपका 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट होता है तो 1 लाख रुपए के प्रॉफिट्स पे हो जाते हैं. सो आपको आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट वापस से फिर 1 लाख रुपए पे हो जाता है. सो योर प्रॉफिट्स इज़ नॉट अर्निंग एडिशनल प्रॉफिट्स फॉर यू एज यू आर पेइंग देम आउट. अगर आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट लार्ज अमाउंट है, आपका क्वार्टरली प्रॉफिट्स ही 1 लाख रुपए से ज़्यादा आ रहा है, तो यू कैन री इन्वेस्ट एंड देन दैट कैन गेट्स कंपाउंडेड अगेन. बट ऐसा हमारे पास फिलहाल कोई कंपाउंडिंग ग्रोथ मॉडल नहीं है.
सही, माशाल्लाह. मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था आपसे कि आपके जितने भी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं या जो सेक्टर एलोकेशन आप बताएं एसेट्स का, अराउंड 145 करोड़ 147 करोड़, तो उसमें जो आपका एसेट एलोकेशन आप करे हैं अक्रॉस सेक्टर्स, दैट सीम्स टू बी वेरी डिफेंसिव इन टर्म्स ऑफ ग्रोथ. अगर आप देख रहे हैं तो बहुत डिफेंसिव इन्वेस्टमेंट्स आप लोग करें, उसकी कोई वजह है स्पेसिफिकली?
हमारा प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव इज़ टू कीप द प्रिंसिपल सेफ while earning a decent amount of money. Right? We don't want to go out exceptionally high, make larger, riskier investments to earn more money. So we try to retain the principal safe to a maximum extent.
Do you keep यानी आप ये कंसिडर करते हैं कि अगर कोई अच्छा बिजनेस मिल रहा है और आपको ऑपरेटिंग लीजेस के अलावा आप अगर कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं क्या आप लोग? यानी आप
प्रोजेक्ट फाइनेंस और पीएलएस करते हैं, इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते, क्योंकि फिलहाल कोई लीगल प्रोडक्ट नहीं है मेरे पास.
अच्छा.
वी हैव माउंट ड्यूटी है विच विल टेक वीसी फंडिंग, we have step up which
जी
will
जी
do
आपके दूसरे वेंचर देखा माउंट ड्यूटी वगैरह, लेकिन उसमें आपका इन रिटर्न ज़्यादा होगा, इसमें तो काफ़ी कम है, मतलब 9 to 11% ऑन एन एनुअल बेसिस वुड बी अराउंड वेरी वेरी डिफेंसिव, वेरी सेफ खेल रहे हैं आप लोग यहाँ पे.
Yes.
राइट राइट, थैंक यू.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Nasir Ali. Just I gone through your all presentations. So mostly you're investing all in startup company, not in big company like pharma, then healthcare. Why you're looking to invest in only small company, not in big company?
So I'll take that answer in two parts, right? एक तो हमारा बड़ी कंपनीज भी हैं, जैसे ID Fresh हो गया, Furlenco हो गया, इनका more than 1,000 crores of turnover है साल का. We have smaller companies also who do 3 crores of turnover, right? And we are sector agnostic. And अब बड़ी कंपनीज जैसे फार्मा हो गया, अब बायोकॉन ले लीजिए, इन्फोसिस ले लीजिए, वो लोग हमारे पास नहीं आने वाले फंडिंग के लिए, उनको बैंक से ही चाहिए 8% 7% पे.
But you can invest some amount because there will get more return also for our investor.
So वो एक एसेट क्लास अलग है, वो एक इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स अलग है, उसके लिए आपको दूसरे प्रोडक्ट्स मिल जाएंगे. हमारा जो फोकस है हमारा सिर्फ ऑपरेटिंग लीजेस पे है and project finance वगैरह पे in a small term basis, and we don't do funding in a real estate sector. Okay. Again, that's litigation prone, lot of other uncertainties into it. So we try to play safe as much as we can.
But I'm not able to see you are not investing in gold also, real estate and in pharma, because this is major area where we can get a more return for our investor.
No, we don't make investments into gold. Like Ibad Bhai was mentioning, you have gold coins, you have gold ETFs. So for other asset classes, you have different products. For asset-backed financing or asset-based returns, Rehbar is providing solutions for you. So whatever investments you have to do, there are asset classes, but currently Rehbar is not able to provide those solutions. Inshallah, we are focusing on this. We are trying to build up some institutions around it. Like Sharif has been mentioning, what are the areas that we want to get into.
Thank you.
Pharma we are open. Pharma में कोई problem.
हाँ नहीं pharma में buyer भी not.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. एक छोटा सवाल ये है कि ये 9 to 11% का प्रॉफिट बताया आप. यूजुअली अगर मैं दूसरे कंपनीज का देखता हूँ तो जो है प्रॉफिट और लॉस मालूम होता मुझे. आप लोगों का प्रॉफिट और लॉस कैसा चल रहा, आप लोग वो क्लियरली प्रोजेक्ट करते क्या एवरी क्वार्टर, भाई ये क्वार्टर में हम इतना कमाएं, ताकि जो है कैन टेक सम डिसीजंस वेदर टू स्टे विथ यू और नॉट, वो एनालिसिस हो सकता है क्या? ओके, थैंक यू.
ये जो स्लाइड है ये बस एक पेज है आपकी हमारी रिपोर्ट का. सो पूरी एक डिटेल रिपोर्ट आती है आपको कि व्हाट प्रॉफिट्स दैट वी हैव मेड, हाउ वी हैव डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इट टू द इन्वेस्टर्स. सो एवरी क्वार्टरली एक डिटेल वर्किंग होती है इसकी.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी. ये बेंगलुरु में आपका कॉरपोरेट ऑफिस है और कैलिकट में रीजनल ऑफिस है. तो यहाँ हैदराबाद में कोई ऑफिस है आपका?
नहीं, इस वक्त कोई ऑफिस नहीं है हैदराबाद में. वी आर वर्किंग एंड कोशिश करेंगे हैदराबाद में भी स्टाफ हायर करके एक रीजनल ऑफिस बनाए यहाँ पे भी.
अच्छा, दूसरे है कि आज के बाद अगर आपसे कुछ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करना है तो फिर कब, कहाँ और कैसे?
एक तो इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए इनके कार्ड्स रखे हुए हैं रहमत भाई और कलीमुल्लाह के, एंड हमारे नंबर्स भी लिखे हुए हैं ब्रोशर्स के पीछे, मेरे अजहर भाई के और राशिद भाई के. आप हमें से किसी को भी कॉन्टैक्ट कर लीजिए.
शुक्रिया.
Thank you very much. We'll be available over dinner also, inshallah. So anyone wants to speak one-on-one also, inshallah, we are there. Jazakallah, thank you very much. And Hassan Ali bhai, assalamu alaikum. One of our shareholders and oldest investors, mashallah.